I want to talk about the fact that we have all these boom lifts and scissor lifts in the building. So we're hitting a phase of the project where it's looking different, right? So the red tape is down, people will slowly start going into the building, other trades. Just want to make sure that everyone understands I do not want anyone working directly underneath of a lift. Okay, that means you guys need to coordinate with each other. Think you can do that? Derek says no. So that means you guys need to talk to each other, all right? Okay. I think that's everybody. All right, thank you guys. Fortis, we try to create an injury-free environment, and what that means is that is a culture where people are looking out for each other. They're not just looking out for themselves, they're looking out for the guy working next to them. They're looking out for people that might be walking the site that have no clue about the hazards that are out there. In order to create a system like that where you're anticipating the hazards and you're controlling them, you have to pre-plan your work.
We go through each day is a pre-task plan. It's not just something we do at the first of the week and forget it. It's a daily activity. At the flex and stretch, we review the day's activities with everybody, make sure everybody's aware of what's going to be happening on the site.
But really, you have to have people out here who have that embedded culture in what they do, because they're making those decisions. They're the ones that control whether the job is going safely or not.
There's such a bigger picture out there, and I think that's what the Fortis culture does, is paint that picture and relate to that on every employee. And so everyone knows that it's not just one person's job, it's all of us, because there's a bigger picture out there, and that's life.
What do you want to do with that person? You want to just tell them that they're having heat exhaustion and send them on their way? Put them in the shade. First thing I want you to do is I want you to stay with them, okay? And then help them over, walk with them to a shaded area.
We review the emergency response on a weekly basis for the most part. And then we try to talk just about things that are in general and identify the safety measures so everybody's aware of the additional safety items and things we're doing to try to keep everybody safe.
You can have a project where you have a bunch of rules and regulations and you can try to control safety that way, or you can have a project where people really have this in the spirit of what they're doing. They have already incorporated the safety that's needed to do the job well.
We all have to take responsibility for safety. That's the message we have to send out, not only by our mouths, but by our actions.
You know, we try to avoid having injuries and incidences, but what I've realized is when they occur, they are life-changing. They completely change the person's life. Their spouses are affected, their children is affected. Sometimes the entire path that their life takes is affected by an injury that can occur on the job. And it's so important that we reach a point where we perform the job safely, not because we've learned in the past that these things affect our lives, but we get it, and so we completely avoid the injury altogether. And that comes from very good pre-planning. It has to come from the foreman, it has to come from the superintendent, it has to come from the project management, and it has to come from all the subs working together as a team.
He's tightening bolts. bolts right now, and we're going to wedge this line out, okay? Whenever you have an accident, it's really easy afterwards to say, oh, if I would have just done this, or if I would have done that. The hard part is trying to prevent it before it starts.
No confined space today, PPE, hard hats, high vis, class 2. Steel toes are not required on this second phase. Let's keep the job site as clean as possible every day. When we're running pipe, our stuff goes in the dumpster every day. Emergency response plan, 501 Port Industrial Parkway. That's the address to the job that you are on. Something happens, somebody goes down, one of our guys stays with him, keeps him calm, right? Something on rubber, the scraper, the backhoe, the loader, my pickup, a pickup, steal a company pickup if it's sitting there, I don't care. Go out to the gate, 911, go out to the gate, bring the ambulance in.
Being the guy to go over to the guy's wife and little kid, tell him that, you know, don't have a dad no more. It bugs you for the rest of your life.
I had an interesting experience out here on phase 1 of this project. One of the iron worker's hands was actually slammed into a forklift, and he ended up losing a couple fingers. And I remember I had to go out and actually document what had happened, and I took my camera to the forklift and just snapped a bunch of pictures with his fingers still inside the forklift. And it's one of those things where you just realize that it can happen so quickly, and to actually see it and feel it, it really paints a picture and kind of imprints something that you don't ever want to see again or go through.
My name's John Larson. I'm a union carpenter, and I've been doing it 30 years, maybe a little better. Safety's important. I've been doing this for quite a while. Common sense is important. Watching what you're doing, being aware of your environment, the people around you, what's going on around you, will keep you pretty safe. And I've been pretty lucky, I guess, and been safe. But yeah, everybody wants to go home at the end of the day.
My name is Cody O'Neill. I'm 24 years old. I've been doing this since I was with my dad. My dad had a construction business and worked for my dad. And you're not out here just for yourself. You're out here, everybody has families and loved ones, and they got to be thinking about that stuff. I mean, you can't take someone from a family that needs them, that's supporting them, and so it's number one. I mean, I don't. If I see something that's unsafe, I'm like, I'm not doing that.
My name's George Rock. I've been working for Advantage Dirt starting in February. It's important for me, obviously, to go home to my family. I mean, they depend on me, and I want to be there for them. I want to watch them grow old, and that's always been one of my fears working in construction, that if something was to happen to me, or anybody else. I mean, I don't want to be the one calling up some family and telling them their loved one's not coming home, and it's something that you never get over. I've had a couple friends killed in construction trade, and I think about them all the time.
And it doesn't matter what you're building. What matters is the people who are building it. That's what really matters. The rest will come into place. The building will get built. But you can't replace a life.